Okay, now we're going to have a look at events. Events allow you to set up events that may be coming up or have passed, and you can associate how you're feeling about them events. But we'll just go through it here and show you how it all works. So if you go into events, just click the events tool button, and then your existing events will show here if you've already added some in the past, or hit add event to add a new one. So he hasn't got any events listed, so he's going to hit add event to add a new one. First thing it asks is an event category. So we can select from the previous defined categories or enter a new one. So here we're going to say, oops, got some public speaking to do. Description, public speech about financial management. Details. Then this describes a picture. You have to get up in front of work colleagues and explain what is happening in the economy currently with the financial crisis and how they can consult with their individual clients to keep them informed of their best options. Joe can also record here how it's making him feel. So you could say, you know, I'm feeling edgy about the concept. I'm no good at public speaking in general. Oh, instantly Joe's recognised a problem about this. I'm no good at public speaking in general. So he's overgeneralised there, and he's all or nothing thinking. Plus he's also labelled himself as being no good. So he says, so public speaking can be difficult at times, but I'll get through it. So he's reworked that thought into a more positive statement. We don't want to be writing negative thoughts unless we're in thought analyzer so we can rework them. But you can. I mean, there's no rules against that. It's just a good idea if you see a negative thought, rewrite it and make it into a more positive statement that doesn't generate negative feelings. With an event, you can take an associated anxiety test. So he's going to hit take an anxiety test, and here you can rank exactly how he's feeling about that particular event. So his anxious feelings are quite high. He's feeling nervous about the event, and that's quite high as well. Worrying a lot about health. And the anxiety recording here is associated with the event, not the day-to-day anxiety that you may be feeling. So we want to create a distinction between our day-to-day feelings and how this event is making us feel in particular, and what events it may be generating for us. So we're just going to go through here, but none of these are really associated with this event, so we're just going to leave them at 0. He's feeling a bit tense about it, and obviously he's feeling edgy about it as well, so that's going to be fairly high as well. He's got some physical symptoms associated with that as well. He's feeling a bit of nausea. So we're just going to go down here and find the nausea, because he's got, you know, butterflies in his tummy. It's not unusual for that particular thing. And he's having a few headaches as well. And he reckons they're associated with the event, so he's going to record that. And he hasn't been sleeping well because of the event coming up. So he's recorded that up. So we're just going to hit save there, and that'll save that particular anxiety level. The anxiety level that is being classed as normal. Now, that can be a bit off. It just depends how you look at things, but no anxiety is unnormal. It's all contributed to the way you're thinking about things and the way you're reacting to them. Anxiety isn't an abnormal physical symptom. Everybody has anxiety. It's just that when that anxiety persists because we don't take control of our thoughts, that when it becomes a problem. Anxiety, just say when you're about to do a parachute jump out of an airplane, that's perfectly normal. And hence, you know, high feelings of nausea at that particular time, and that could be classed as normal. Why you could work on that and have none. It's probably more likely that having none is less normal than somebody having a bit of anxiety about jumping out of an airplane with a parachute. Depression level, you're not going to take a depression test with that, because this event's not really going to be depression related. It could be, because it could be about, you know, it could be in regards to a funeral or something that could be creating a lot of sad or depressive feelings. So in that situation, you take a depression test as well. Associate thoughts, you can associate thoughts with that as well. Here you'll see your existing thoughts. I'm just going to select that one, but imagine you've got more thoughts in here. He could go through and list you need to look at the thought analyst list, but he'd go through on this, worried about public speaking. I'm worried about public speaking, what happens if I stutter? He'd go through and add that thought, then rework that into a more productive thought. So he's going to select that and say that thought's associated with this particular event. So that's the event analyzer. Over time, that is very powerful because we can actually then track how that event has overall affected our day-to-day moods. So when we save that event, that is saved, and that's saved on a particular day as well. So we know that event is happening on the 30th. So when we look at other modes of mood management, we'll be able to quickly see on the 30th that we've had this event, and then probably tomorrow we might actually see a rise in the daily anxiety level because of the previous day's public event, or we may have seen a rise before the event in anxiety levels. Either way, we'll see how the event changes our day-to-day anxiety levels if we're not letting the anxiety go that came as a part of that event. Over time, you'll see that's a very powerful way of looking at things, and you'll learn then how to handle events and let them go so they don't affect you from a day-to-day. And it'll also show you in the past, looking back on things, how events have modified your general thinking and your day-to-day moods.